computer history and how it came to be. Can you share to us your knowledge about it? First, generally speaking, computers can be classified into three generations. Each generation lasted for a certain period of time and gave us either a new and improved computer or an improvement to the existing computer. First generation is the 1937 and to 1946. In 1937, the first electronic digital computer was built by Dr. John B. Anasoff and Clifford Berry. It was called the Anasoff-Berry computer, or the ABC. In 1943, an electronic computer named the Colossus was built for the military. Other developments continued until 1946. The first general-purpose digital computer, the ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator computer. Second generation is the 1947 to 1962. This generation of computers used transistors instead of vacuum tubes, which were more reliable. In 1951, the first computer for commercial use is the IBM, or the International Business Machine. During this generation, we used over 100 computers. Programming languages were developed. Computers had memory boards and operating systems. Storage media such as tape and disc used also printers for work. Third generation is the 1963 to present. The invention of the integrated circuit board was the third generation of computers. In 1980, MS-DOS, or the Microsoft Disk Operating System, was born and in 1981, IBM introduced the personal computer for home and offices. As a result of the various improvements to the development of the computer, we have seen the computers being used in all areas of life. It is a very useful tool that will continue to experience new development as time passes.
Right. That's very interesting because as generations pass by, our computers are getting smaller yet very high-tech as well. Now, we have learned a lot about computers and how it is discovered. Thank you, Ms. Trixie Pinkett, for your learnings shared to us. Now, to make things more interesting, let us learn pa more as we go to one of the computer lab here at USTP. Let's check it out and have a chat with your computer specialist to know what are the standards to buy the right computer.
So, we're here now, and beside me is computer specialist Mr. James Melanchon. Good day, sir. How are you today?
Today I'm good.
So today, we are here to ask for your time and expertise on how to choose the right computer. Especially nowadays, there are so many different models of computer being sold to the public. Could you share to us the standards that we need to follow in choosing in order to buy and have the right computer?
Yes, I show you. And what you need to know to buy the best computer or PC for you. When buying a new computer, it's easy to become confused by the sheer volume of technical decisions that you'll have to make. How to choose the best desktop PC for you? Well, you might wonder how much RAM you need. For instance, how much RAM you need or which graphics card to pick, what display to look for, which hard drive will be the best for you. There are so many issues that it's difficult to know where to begin. Today's best gaming computer is the GeForce GTX 1080. With today's base computer, the MSI Z270 Gaming Pro Carbon, and the memory is 16GB, the G-Skill Riptune B series, with the size of RAM 8GB.
So, there it is. There are really many things that we need to consider in choosing the right computer. Now we know what to look for in a computer so we could have the right thing. Thank you, Mr. James Melanchon, for sharing your knowledge in our show.
Did you know that a computer is powerful as the human brain will be able to perform about 38,000 trillion operations per second? and hold about 3,584 terabytes of memory. And did you know that the first hard disk was like size of 2 refrigerator and it could be store 3.5 MB data.
Now that we know the history and standards of a computer, let us expand more our knowledge by learning its common part, how to assemble it, and its importance to the people in this generation. Let us start first with our computer technician that will show to us the various parts of a computer.
Sir James, we are here to ask about your expertise on the basic parts of the computer and how those parts works. Can you show to us what are those?
Okay, let's begin. And first this is a power supply. Power supply is an electrical device that gives power to the computer. And the second one is the hard drive. Hard drive is where you can put your files, your data, and all your transactions in the computer. The monitor. Monitor is an output device that displays information in a pictorial form. The other one is the keyboard. Keyboard is an input device used to enter characters and functions in the system by pressing buttons. This one, we have a mouse. This mouse is a pointing device that effects two-dimensional motion relative to a surface. This motion is typically translated in the motion of a pointer on a display, which allows smooth control of the graphical user interface.
We have it. We now know what are some of the basic parts of the computer. Thank you, Mr. Paulo, for sharing to us your knowledge about the basic parts of the computer.
Did you know that the name of the first electronic computer was Inaya? It was mostly weighed 57 pounds and it was spread over 1,000 Italian square feet. And did you know that the first furnace of 1 gigabyte capacity was developed in 1980? The weight of the first gigabyte hard disk was 249 kilograms and the cost was $40,000 at the time.
We invited Mr. Gio Omandam, also a computer technician, to show to us how to properly assemble a computer.
Now, I'll demonstrate to you how to assemble the parts of the CPU. First is the power supply. You'll put the power supply into its assigned area and then you will screw it. After, you will connect the cables to its assigned parts. After, you will put the RAM to its assigned area. And then after, you will lock it. Last but not the least, the hard drive. You'll put the hard drive to its assigned area. And then after, you will screw it. You'll screw it using a screwdriver. You'll screw it tightly. Finishing touch, you will put the cover of the CPU to its assigned area. Ta-da! That's it, thank you.
Hi, I'm Marco. I'm going to know something about the basic part of the computer. There are 4 basic parts, which are the monitor, mouse, and the keyboard. Prior to the advent of computers in the late 1970s, it was common for video displays that had an ADP using CRT to be physically integrated with a keyboard and other components of the system in a single large chassis. Next, a typical desktop computer consists of a computer system unit, a keyboard, a mouse, and the monitor. The computer system unit is the enclosure for all and other main secondary components of a computer. It is also called the computer case, computer chassis, or computer tower. You know that in 1964, Mr. Douglas Easterby invented the first mouse. This consisted of a circuit board and two metal wheels that came into contact with the surface it was being used on. The last one is the keyboard. In the late 70s and early 80s, all computers used only keyboard and nevertheless, Christopher Leland Schultz, the inventor of the first typewriter and the designer of the RTY or word tape layout, is largely responsible for the computer keyboard design we know today. I hope you learned something in my discussion. Study hard and aim for better.
And lastly, we also invited Mr. Jordan Manggubat, a computer analyst, to talk about the importance of the computer in this generation.
Overall, computer is one of the most inventions in human history. This technology is likely to cause more harm to humans and environment. It does not only make them lazy, but it also damages them mentally and physically. The way computers are being programmed to do a job due to too much use of technology, humans are being programmed as well without being aware of it. Computer has positive impacts as well, such as saving time, increase in knowledge, multitasking gets jobs done at once and make life easier. Living without computer is nearly impossible for many people around the world. Today, if the use of computers stop, then basically the earth stops. Almost everything today from communication to designing a new model of some sort is done by a computer. Life without computer is nothing.
You've heard about bugs, right? The term bugs comes from the story that began at Harvard. When an employee could not understand why the analytical engine was not working, they looked up the program and saw nothing. They eventually scanned the entire machine and saw a moth in between the parts of the machine. They took out the bug and it was the time the bug people are starting using it. Did you know the electronic computer was developed in 1940? Were as big as large rooms and consume enormous amount of electricity. Computers nowadays are portable and light. Even though they are small, the capacity of modern computers should not be relative to the size. They work complex processes, looks fast and easy.
There you are, guys! We have learned so much that could add up to our knowledge with the new things we now know about computers. Thanks to our good computer masters who was eager to provide us with great information. Let us give a hand to the one who discovered the computer and to ourselves who make time to watch our show. Let us always remember our learnings and give importance to the things we use every day. Let us take good care of our minds by expanding our horizon in learning the things that matter. Let us learn for more,
Share for more.
Like for more.
see you again next time, guys. Goodbye!
Snow Music Studio.